What's up, guys? Brent Hess here with the Real Influence Podcast. We are here talking about our exciting Champions League boxing event coming up here at the Salisbury Center, live to you guys and live stream. Make sure you guys are picking up the live stream and tickets at championsleagueboxing.com. We are here with one of our guest commentators on the day. I want to give a warm welcome to Mr. Michael Doleman. Mr. Michael Doleman, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, sir. How about yourself, man?
Doing good, doing good. I'm happy for you to be on here with us.
Man, I'm excited about it too, man. It's been a privilege to watch Champions League grow. I'm looking forward to this opportunity, man. I'm so excited, man.
Awesome. Now, we are here to talk fights and title fights and the crazy good card that we have here coming up March 14th. But I'd be remiss if I didn't let you introduce yourself first a bit. I know you have some crazy accolades here that you have in boxing and combat sports, because I know you've been in the game for quite some time. So please, since it's your first time here on The Real Influence, give us a little introduction to yourself, if you can, and kind of ultimately what led you to boxing and combat sports.
Well, first and foremost, man, I appreciate it. Football was my first choice as far as sports. And then at some point in life, man, I watched my brother box, some other family members box, and I was like, you know what? I'm a big guy. Let me try it. Tried it a couple times, got beat up a couple times, got some teeth knocked loose. And then you went away from it for a while, and then you know what? I found this thing called jiu-jitsu. Started taking it, got into it real heavy for a while. Enjoyed it, got in really, really peak shape with just jiu-jitsu. I'd already known I had like a little bit of a background in boxing. Cool, love it. Then MMA came along, 4-ounce glove. That's not gonna happen. No, thank you. You're not punching me with that glove. Put back on the boxing gloves, enjoyed it. Then everything kind of came together, and I was like, man, I'm a little over the hump to be getting in a ring and fighting a guy. So it was a tough man competition, some sparring exhibitions, stuff like that. Super, super fun. Never really wanted to like really get into the ring and fight for money or do any cage stuff or anything like that. So 2006, 2007, I said, you know what? I'm going to referee. That's all I'm going to do is I'm a referee. And I really got into it, got really good at it. Some guys back in the day, Jamie Clegg, Lights Out Combat, those guys were up and coming. Gladiator fights. I said, you know what? I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to try this out. I'm going to give it everything I got. And I got into it. And refereeing just came naturally to me. Taking care of these guys in the cage or in the ring, kickboxing, whatever it need to be, any combat sports, I was able to do it. And then I said, you know what? After, 15 years, you're like, you know what? I want to try this commentating thing. I want to get on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to give this an opportunity. Man, I appreciate you. You gave me an opportunity. I was able to jump right in there, man. I had a great time. And now I'm looking forward to getting back into it again, stepping outside of the cage for a little while and getting behind a microphone. This is going to be fun. Me and you gelled real well at the last event. I had such a good time, and I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And it should be noted, you are and still are one of the best officials and man inside of the ring in the cage that we got in this area. And so I definitely respect you a lot for that. Not only what you've done in the cage, but out of the cage and everything. So, and you've literally been with us since, to some degree, since the beginning of Champions League. You were here on our first couple shows when we were just getting off the ground, man. And you were on the mics commentating our live stream. So it's certainly a great kind of full circle moment, at least for me, to have you back on the commentary team. But I want to hear it from you. What does it feel like for you to be back after all this time? We've had quite a few awesome shows since you were commentating for us. For you to be back inside and commentating the guys coming into the Champions ring, it must feel like some sort of full circle moment for you as well, right?
Absolutely full circle. I've been keeping up with all of your shows. I kind of took a step back went out, got a full-time job, started working every single day. And recently I've gotten back into the boxing community just a little bit. And I'm at my son's gym, Utopia Boxing, right here in Winchester, Virginia. And, getting around that energy has gave me like a new life to say, hey, you know what? Let me get back involved a little bit, start coaching some kids here and there, start giving some tutelage a little bit. And I saw that your show was coming up. I said, you know what? Let me reach out, let me see where this goes and see if I can get back in there. And you know what? You opened a door opportunity. I said, let's go. So I'm excited. I'm super excited.
No, I love it. I love it, and I'm so glad to have you back. And it's been a long time coming, man, because I've been seeing you at the Cagezillas, and we always talk about the boxing. But now we're getting you back here on the mics, and that's a beautiful thing. Now let's go ahead and get into the fights because we got quite a few fights to talk about, and we're gonna get right into it, right from the main event fight, and we'll kind of work our way down and see where we're at on time. But our main event is going to be Gianni Constantino. He's our champion at 180 pounds. He came out last time and had a heck of a fight versus Dallas Ducote. Dallas, I'm not sure if you know Dallas, but he fought in Cagezilla as well. But he's also been on a tear in Champions League and is just a straight bruiser. So when I put these two guys together, I was like, geez, I really don't know what's gonna happen here. And Gianni just is a volume fighter, man. He's just hitting you from all angles, and really just like I say, a volume fighter, a great jab. He comes from a great gym there at Ground Control with Coach Vince Mosca. So he's and more than anything, he's kind of one of those guys, and I'm sure you've ran into him before in your coaching career, that is just happy to be in there. He's happy to be in there. He's happy to be defending his belt. Right after his fight, he said, "Hey, when can I defend my belt?" He wasn't like trying to enjoy the moment. He was like, "Hey, when can I defend this belt?" A lot to be said for Gianni, and he's got a lot to say for himself. I had him on an interview about a week ago. We'll start getting some of that out, but he's a very interesting guy up against a guy in Rahmatullah Dildar, an Afghan boxer. You guys, I don't know if you have any athletes from Afghanistan in your gym, but I definitely do, and they're just a different breed, man. They're tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys from countries that have had hardship and things of that nature, just kind of train and fight and think differently. And he doesn't have as much experience as Gianni, but man, he came out on our last card, the card before last, I should say, had a big win against a tough guy in Angel Soria, and looked super, super sharp. So I was like, man, I don't know what's going to happen. This is another one at 180 pounds. I just don't know what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, two guys like that, styles make fights. So, you got a guy that's probably going to just come forward, and now it comes down to conditioning.
Yeah.
Who's in better shape when it comes down to it? And at 180 pounds, they're going to go to war. So I'm looking forward to that third round to see who's the last man standing in that third round. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Rama's more of a guy. He kind of comes down the middle, sharp strikes right down the middle, and he's tall. A guy who's tall, got a long reach, and comes down the middle, that's a problem. That's
dangerous, right? It's very dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Shortest point to A to B is right down the middle, as you know.
That's right.
And that's what he does. And Gianni is a volume fighter that kind of, I compared him to an octopus when I was commentating him, because he just like hits you from all these angles, under and over and around, and it's like he's got 8 arms, it seems like. And so I don't like what is going to be the deciding factor. Is it going to be the volume, or is it going to be the straight shots down the middle? That we're going to have to figure out on March 14th.
Absolutely. Let's hope Gianni sticks to his game plan and stays with his volume, because if he gets in a slugfest, you just never know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, exactly. He prides himself on never having been knocked down in all of his fights. He's like, I've never been knocked out, knocked down. Nobody's ever put me down. So he must have a granite chin to some extent.
There's some things you shouldn't tell people, because sometimes that becomes bulletin board material. Now you got a guy seeking that opportunity to knock you down, to be that guy that you got to walk around for. That's the only guy that knocked me down one time.
Yeah. Yep.
He should have kept that one to himself. He should have kept that one to himself.
Hey, and Rama can very well do that. He's
Right.
got the precision and the power, I believe.
Right.
There with he's under Coach K there at Beyond Boxing. So another great gym there that's got quite a few fighters on our card. As a matter of fact, we'll get to another one later. Coach K's son will be actually fighting on our card. But let's get to our next title fight. It's going to be at 145 pounds. Luis Portillo from Lions Den Boxing. Under Coach Rico, as you know, everybody knows Coach Rico. And then against Jamar Dunn, who is from Melrose Athletic Club. He's under Coach Jamie Henderson. Jamie's son also on the card. Coach Jamie's son on the card. So, but talking about Luis and Jamar, both of these guys, 20 fights, more than 20 fights each. They fought each other before last year at the Golden Gloves, with Jamar coming out with a split decision victory. A couple folks said it could have gone either way. So I know now that with the champion's belt on the line, it's going to mean a little more to these guys. What do you think?
Hey, here's where we go. Shout out to that man. This match. This is a very, very smart matchup. Somebody has a chip on their shoulder because somebody thinks they're in a lost fight. Right. So this is going to be very interesting moving forward to watch how this all comes together. I mean, 145 pounds, these guys are not going to do a bunch of running around. They're going to stand in the middle and hope they just stand there and trade. It's going to be interesting. I like that matchup. I really, really do. Now that I know the history, that's very important. Yeah.
They faced each other in the Golden Gloves. You know how a split decision goes. At least one guy's not happy, and it's not.
And shout out to Coach Rico. I know he's not going to let his fighter live that down. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, we got work to do. We got to get back in there. We got to get that get back. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. You know, Coach Rico and their team, Lions Den, always brings the heat here. Now let's get into we're talking about some of our fights to watch now. Not title fights, but definitely fights that are on the radar. The first couple that I'm going to name here are on the title contention list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a 4-man bracket here pretty much, and the winners of these next two fights will fight for our vacant 160-pound title on our next event, hopefully in summertime. And so it'll be for, like I say, our 160-pound title. Ashraf Abdedin was our champion for quite a few shows and defended his belt and fought actually two of these guys that I'm going to name here. Really? But he has since turned pro in MMA, so now he has got to be pro in boxing. So he's gonna vacate that title and move on to bigger and better things. Let's get into our first one. At 160 pounds, Ali Belamin, who Ashraf fought back in when we had our show in DC, actually, a couple years ago, and then versus a surging Rakeem Green. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he is. His nickname should be Mean Rakeem Green because he is a power puncher. I mean, he's just kind of like short, stocky, but got all the kind of the qualities of like a Tyson style boxer, in my opinion. And this is gonna be a tough one. And I don't know if you know either of these guys, but this is gonna be a tough one in the 160-pound division.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What I'm gonna do here in the next 2 days, I'm going to go back, watch some YouTube videos, go back on the website, take a look at some of these guys, do some little bit of history on these guys, do some history lessons, bring myself up to speed. That way I can take a look at some of the styles. But I know, to take your word for it, I mean, that's a mean name right there, Coach. Hey, you're giving out nicknames right now. I love it. Love it.
Yeah. No, go everybody. Make sure not only you, but everybody go and check out our Champions League Boxing YouTube channel. On there, you'll be able to see all of our previous fights. We always put them up shortly after the show, so you'll be able to see Ali. You'll be able to see Ali fight Ashraf. You'll be able to see Rakeem Green in a couple victorious wins inside the Champions Ring, and moving on to to our next 160-pound fight. Mark Golubowski against Donovan Nayuma. Mark fought Ashraf. That was Ashraf's last title defense in the champions ring. And Mark put up a good fight, man. He's a tough kid out of ground control under Coach Vince Mosca. And Donovan Nayuma, very tough kid as well. I don't know too much about Donovan. I don't think he's competed for us before. But like I say, this four-man bracket between Ali, Rakeem, Mark, and Donovan is going to be something to watch. And the winners of these two bouts will be fighting for our 160-pound title on our next event. And that's always exciting to kind of tee up something for future events.
Yeah.
What do you think?
For sure. I love the way that kind of goes. I mean, it gives the guys something to look forward to. After, running a boxing gym for a long time, these guys have an opportunity to fight a little bit more now than what they did, 5, 6 years ago. We were traveling, miles and miles away, going to other places all the time, trying to find these guys fights. But now you guys are homegrown, right out of Manassas, Virginia. I love this for these guys. I'm glad they have this opportunity, this platform, man. Appreciate you for giving it to them.
Yeah, 100%. And that's similar to a lot of the feedback that I've been getting from a lot of the coaches is like, hey, you're giving them that pro feel inside of the Salisbury Center here. They get a walkout, they get walkout music, they get all the lights, camera action on them.
Mm-hmm.
They got ring girls, we got commentary, we got food and drink, we got everything here that they would have almost like right at a pro event. And for them to have it at such an early stage in their career, I do feel proud to give these guys such a little boost in their career, something that they maybe like, let's say even 5-10 years ago, amateur boxers were not getting, right. They were fighting in high school gymnasiums or just some local shows, maybe in a boxing gym. But this is an event center, man, and this is the real deal. And they're gonna have guys like yourself, a guy who's been in the sport for so long, commentating their fight that they'll be able to go back on our YouTube channel and watch later and see some insight. Because I know you're gonna be giving some expert insight on to these guys, and a lot of them give me feedback like, hey, I'm glad you pointed this out. I was carrying my left hand a little low, or that jab that I was using was effective, or they take certain things that we say and we don't even realize it. Really, we kind of take it for granted as if we're just commentating. But when they go back and watch their fights, they get a lot of important insight into their game.
Absolutely. I think they should take notes. Because it's always, to be the person on the outside looking in, it's not just their coach. They have an opportunity to listen to all these different aspects of their game. It's not so much picking them apart, it's giving them insight and helping them grow as an athlete. I think it's super important.
Yeah, no, 100%. I love to give that to them. Let's move it along because we got the Andrade brothers coming up.
Absolutely.
We got, and them. I'll let you speak to a little bit to Alexandra Boxing Club and where they come from, and Coach Steady, because I know he, much like you, has been a staple in the boxing community for a long time in this area, and a gentleman that I have a lot of respect for. But let's go ahead and name their fights, because the first one is a banger. We got Kevin Andrade, who's coming off a big win, a couple big wins actually inside the champions ring, and he's up against Luis Carranza, a guy who's been with us before and is just a straight dog. And so when this fight was made, it was like a fight that two Hispanic kids that are just tough. Hispanic boxers are just, they got, I feel like, because I can say it, I'm Hispanic, I feel like we got a little something different. I feel like the Mexican boxers, and I mean, you can speak to this as well, just have something different. But Kevin Andrade, Luis Carranza's under Coach Ron Pisano. So Coach Steady under Coach, against Coach Ron Pisano there. Maybe you can speak to the integrity that these two awesome coaches bring to the sport.
What makes this such an interesting fight, too, is coming from very reputable coaches, and coaches that are probably old school, that are teaching these kids the right way to box. We have a lot of boxing coaches out here right now that are coaching, mentoring, but not coaching the skill of boxing, which that's what these guys represent. So we're going to see a lot of good jabs, a lot of jabs. So a lot of basic boxing footwork fundamentals out of these two coaches because they hold their kids accountable for their footwork and their expectations are extremely high. So I wouldn't mind this fight probably going, these guys running this fight back because it's going to be a work of art.
Yeah.
Two coaches that are going to put their kids in there and try to paint a masterpiece. It's going to be a strategic war between these two guys. They're going to come out fundamentally boxing, and when it comes down to a third round, it'll be a gut check. They're going to coach their kids up very well.
Yeah, yeah, no, I can't wait to see it. I always love to see the Andrade brothers inside the ring, inside the champions ring here. And speaking of, we got Christian Andrade up against Taryn Phillips, and believe it or not, Christian is younger than Kevin, but has more fights. So he's coming into this one with 16 fights, 16 bouts, I should say, up against Taryn Phillips, another tough kid. And just a fight that should be on everybody's radar when they're coming into the arena here on March 14th.
Right. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys fight. I'm gonna go back, watch some YouTube videos, and kind of just go on and just dig in for a couple of hours and do some studying on these kids because you're hearing a lot about them. I've been away from boxing for maybe 4 years, right? But you still hear whispers. Hey, you need to check these two kids out. So now I honestly get an opportunity to see it with my own eyes. So I'm really, really looking forward to those two kids fighting.
Yeah, and Taryn Phillips is from O'Connor's Boxing Club.
Okay.
So you know O'Connor's. They've been also a staple in the area.
Absolutely.
And so another Coach Steady versus O'Connor's, another Jim versus Jim, like you were talking about, that are just very reputable and very respected in the boxing community, I feel like.
Yeah, love that for the community too. Love to see these guys get together. And the beauty of boxing is you put a kid in the ring, it's coach versus coach, it's brain versus brain, it's an art, right? But when it's all said and done, we're showing each other this crazy love of like, man, we appreciate this opportunity to fight against your kid. And it just speaks volumes. I can still till this day go down to Alexandria, Arlington, and they'll go, that's coach from Winchester Boxing. You know what I mean? Like it just stays there. The history stays there, which I love about this sport.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. And before we finish up, we got two more fights here that I want to just touch on. We got our younger guys and Dylan Castillo with Coach Rampazano. He's got 15 fights. I love to highlight these young kids who have a lot of fights because that's respectable. I mean, they have more fights than some of the adults on the card. Most of the adults on the card, right? Like Dylan Castillo, 15 fights. Kenez Motley, 19 fights under Coach K there with Beyond Boxing. So an awesome one there in the 125-pound division. And then to finish up, we got in the 130-pound division, we got one of the boxers from Mutopia Boxing. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit. Trey Fincham under Coach Michael Doleman Jr., right?
That's my guy.
And he's got 9 fights up against Eric Shaman, who has a little bit less experience, but just was one of those guys that's just really jazzed up about being on Champions League Boxing. He's been begging me since maybe two or three cards ago. And so when I proposed him Trey, I didn't know if he was going to say yes, but he did because he was excited. Tell us a little bit about Trey, maybe, since you might have a little insight.
Trey's a dog. I go to the gym probably 3 to 4 times a week, still training clients, and Trey is pretty much always there. The guy puts in he definitely puts in the work. And my son, Mike, which is pushing him to be great.
Yeah.
Trey doesn't take days off. He runs. He puts in the work because I think that Trey wants to get to that next level. And he has that dog in him too. So I look forward to seeing him fight. And my son is really studied and taking the art for what it is and teaching Trey the right way. Now, don't get me wrong. Trey came from a great school prior. Trey was just needed just a little bit of sharpening up. He knows the game. He knows the art. And him and my son have a really good bond too. So that goes a long way too when you're coaching somebody. You have to understand a kid. You got to be able to speak their language. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I can't wait to see Trey fight. I'm looking forward to his, the other gentleman that's fighting him. 4 fights against a guy with 9 fights. That takes guts.
Yeah.
And, and shout out to him for doing that. I mean, that's great. A great opportunity for him. And if he's got that dog in him, Trey's going to try to bring that dog out in him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
want to hear there.
Yeah.
That's what I want
Yeah.
to hear. Yeah, I always love to get at least 1 or 2 of the Mutopia boxers on the card, always coming to bring the heat. And your son, always great to see him in the building. Sometimes I mistake him for you, man. You guys, the apple don't fall far from the tree.
No, man, that kid, that's a good looking kid, man. I don't have nothing on him anymore, man. My days in the sun are over, man. I'm just trying to ride off into the sunset and do something constructive and keep cheering him on and be a role model for him and keep cheering for him and supporting him. That's all I'm here to do, man.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Well, hey, before we finish up here, give us a way we can follow you. Give us a way we can show you a little love online. I know you got a ton of stuff going on between training folks and helping at your son's gym there at Mutopia. Give us a way we can follow both maybe you and where you're at the gym.
You can follow him over at Mutopia Boxing and Fitness in Winchester, Virginia. I can be found under Trained by Doleman. Go by a different asset just to kind of switch things up, kind of give us 2 different platforms. And also you can catch me on a sports podcast locally. The local podcast is called the Ugly True Sports Podcast, man. You're more than welcome to chime on over. We talk about local high school sports in our local area. We don't go quite over to the mountain as much, but we try to stay right here in the Shenandoah Valley. But I'm always available. Anybody that needs any help, weight loss, boxing sessions, personal training, and you can catch me ringside with my man Brent.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, no, I've been seeing your podcast and it's great. I hope people check it out. What is it called one more time?
The Ugly Truth Sports Podcast.
Ugly True Sports. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, hey, Coach Doleman, thank you for taking a little time today. I know you got a ton of stuff going on between everything you have. So thank you for taking a little bit of time to jump on our podcast here today.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to share the booth with you March 14th. And we'll talk to you really soon. Thanks once again for joining us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Brent, man. Talk to you soon.
All right, guys. There you have it. Mr. Michael Doleman will be on the mics with me commentating our event, our Champions League boxing event here coming up March 14th. You do not want to miss it. ChampionsLeagueBoxing.com. We already have the link up for the live stream and tickets, of course. Until next time, we'll see you guys all really soon. Much love and respect.